Alright, so this is, basically we'll be going over my low percent true ending run that I recently did, and, uh, you know, we immediately start off with stuff. We're gonna be, doing this little bit of movement to completely ignore one fight, and fights take like a minute when you cannot skip them. So we only do one fight when reaching Galerius, but, basically, what I want to talk about here is this is basically a commentated, post-commentated version of the run. So it's the exact same run that I posted a few weeks ago, and I just want to explain what's going on for anyone who's interested, and basically, I don't know if anyone wants to try out this run. This is just like a basic way to go over it. Now, there isn't really much going on because we're stuck in the tutorial, so, we just, we just vibe, we just do the tutorial. The only way to do it fast is by just doing it. I will say that this was my first attempt on doing low percent, with the current glitch. And that's another thing about low percent. So there is a step that we do before we even start this game, and that is down patching to version 1.0. This is a 1.0 specific run, and the reason is this will come into play about an hour and a half-ish into the run. Well, not even an hour and a half-ish, more like an hour into the run. We'll see why we needed to downpatch to version 1.0, but for now, all you need to know is we're playing on version 1.0, and that's going to have a few minor differences and one major difference. As for how good this run is, this is actually very unoptimized. This was just my first real attempt. It wasn't like I had streamed trying an attempt, and then I was like, wow, this is really bad. So yeah, this was in fact my first attempt. I was just trying to get a run done, trying to see how long it would last because of some changes that happened later down, as you'll see a whole split called Renown grind. I didn't know how long that was going to take. And so this is an entirely unoptimized run. There are things that could probably be done to make it faster. I didn't rat out any of the maps or anything. I just knew, here's what I have to do, here's what I'm going to do to get it done. So if anyone ever wants to take this run and try and optimize it, then they certainly can. And then I'll come back and try and take my time back, because this is my beautiful run. So yeah, we're just doing tutorial stuff. Joseph comes in to save Lex. If only Lex didn't get hurt here, then we'd be able to have all three of those small healing potions, because, spoilers, we're never gonna have a healer in this run. So, having healing items is very nice. And Lex using one of those, not nice. So, yeah, Lex heals. Alright, so now we're on to actual things. So there are a few different ways that we know how to do this map quickly. I just do the slowest of the modern methods, where you just have Elaine lure those guys, and then you have Joseph walk around. And I just do that because it's the most consistent one. I just wanted to get a run done. I don't want to spend 5 years trying to get perfect Hodrick RNG or anything like that. So, because if you can't tell, this is kind of a long run. Low percent does that. So, I guess I can go a bit over low percent rulings. Obviously, I put it at the bottom of the screen, but low percent, we want to do minimum quests, which means we want to do as few, these maps as possible. Though this map doesn't actually count as a quest, because it's the I don't know why. This is like this tutorial map doesn't count as a quest, but all tutorial stuff after this counts as quests. So quests are basically, some of them are overworld quests just given by NPCs or by, like, building bridges and stuff, and most of the quests we end up doing are either tutorial quests, which will be done in a minute, or they'll be battles that we have to do. And so we want to minimize the number of quests we do, we want to minimize the number of unique recruits. That means like special characters who would get their own entry in the class archive, you know, characters with special faces and names and all that. And then we want to minimize the number of towns we restore. Also, we cannot use the Colosseum, not like we'll be able to use it in the first place, because we won't even be able to access it, actually. Which may seem weird, because, hey, you automatically unlock the Colosseum by playing the story in Drakkenhold, right? No. We're not doing that. So, what you might notice is I'm making a Joseph unit with Clive. Now, I used to make an Elaine and Clive unit so that they could get experience, but I decided, no, that's kind of bad. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the any percent route, or at least what I remember the any percent route. So we're going to have Joseph and Clive basically rush through this map. And so they're going to ignore everyone. We have to do one fight on a bridge in order to get to Aben, and then I'm going to set up a relay point to try and walk past the reinforcements that'll show up so that I can then fight Aben. So this is our last battle that we have to watch the animation of, and then after that we will unlock the ability to skip animations. Also, Clive missed that, and if he had not missed that, then it would have been a lot faster, but oh well. Anyways, now we have the ability to skip cutscenes. So we have one hit on the lane. Whatever. It's fine. That guy ended up attacking Joseph for some reason, which kind of sucks, but oh well. And then we move on, and it's time to fight Aben. Now, Aben always has to be like a 2-cycle. And the best luck is if you don't kill him. Sadly, we kill him here. That loses, like, you know, a second. Because he's like, oh, you can't kill me here. And then he revives himself. Now, because I got hit by that guy, this guy ends up hitting Elaine. Such is life, though. So, yeah. And then we win. We're done. So that's our first quest down. And so it's obviously impossible to skip because it's what we're put into immediately. Now, as we finish this up, we get our Renown, and I'm so thankful because Renown works out perfectly for, like, what we end up needing to, well, perfectly in the beginning of the game. Not so much in the end of the game. So, what's gonna happen is, obviously we need to expand a unit, so these are just some quests we're required to do before you can move on. So, here we go. We already completed our second quest. Not looking so great. Also, we recruited Aben from completing that chapter. I don't think I mentioned that. Also kind of sucks. We don't want to recruit people. So then we have another main quest, change of clothes. So what I do here is I remember to add Travis to this team, not Aben. I messed that up real bad. And so I give Travis the Vitality Talisman just as a little bit of safety, and then I give Clive Lex's Recruit's Shield, which will help him gain experience much faster. And this is important, because we're going to be skipping a lot of stuff. So, yep. And now we're completing our fourth quest, in which we have to buy things. So what I do is I buy Recruit's Short Sword for Elaine, and a Recruit's Short Spear for Clive. These are both important to make sure they are on track for experience, because we're going to be doing a lot of battles, a lot of late game battles, and not a lot of early game battles. So we want to be certain that they have enough experience to be able to handle those late game battles when we get to them. Now, I did get that Hallowed Corn Ash, mostly just for a little bit of safety. And then I want to collect Divine Shards. I also got this Dew of Vitality as a little bit of safety. And then we have to ignore Joseph. Please go away. I can do whatever I want. Now, we have to go up here. I'm basically just following the any percent route a bit. Don't quote me on that, though. I don't know the any percent route perfectly, because I haven't practiced it in, you know, quite some time. So I know the old any percent route. but I do know enough of the new one to know to collect the divine shards here. I keep getting attacked though, so clearly I'm not practiced in collecting the divine shards over here. I also want to collect this hallowed corn ash, mostly just because, well, any percent is like, hey, we only have a few battles to do, and we're just collecting hallowed corn ash and some, you know, stat boosters and stuff for fighting Galerius. I'm collecting hallowed corn ash for the entire game. And the entire game means I have to have that for Bastorias, for the finales of Elheim and Albion, and for Galerius, which is quite a bit. So yeah. Anyways, we ignore Rolf. We get hit by this thief, but I don't care. And then we move on with our lives, collecting divine shards as we go. Now, what I do keep from the old any percent route is I do want to collect these items for safety. The light feather can be nice for speed because, fun fact, we don't get a griffin. We don't really use griffin knights. We do get a griffin knight, but we don't use them, or at least I don't use them. And I probably should. That's probably something I should route in, where I add Fran to Elaine's unit, but Elaine's unit has some pretty specific stuff going on, where I'm like, I need him to be able to do damage, and so adding Fran in, I don't know how well that would work. So without a Griffin Knight, it's like, oh, well, I'm not getting the speed boost, tail feather speed, the, you know, whatever. Now, something different from any percent is I actually head up north here. So the reason is, you know, collecting items up here. I forgot that that was a lapis lazuli, so it was kind of worthless. I collect this hallowed corn ash, and the real reason I'm up here is to go talk to this guy on this bridge, which seems weird. It's like, why would I talk to this guy? It has a very specific reason, though. So I say, hey, I can handle it, and that unlocks the fast travel point for this battle, and then I accidentally talked to this guy again, and was really upset about that. But it is life. So we run away, and we collect some divine shards again. So since we're already up here, we may as well take this route, collect some divine shards, collect the holy herb that's worthless, and then we get this hallowed corn ash. Now, what you might notice is we actually completely skipped Yana earlier, and the thing is, it's actually way easier to skip her dialogue on 1.0. She just has a smaller dialogue box, dialogue trigger on 1.0 for some reason, so it makes it really easy to skip her, which would suck for like any percent, because you normally have to do her battle in order to enter Elheim. However, I'm never going to pick up Yana, even though she used to be the Maiden candidate, the optimal Maiden candidate, in the old version of low percent that was on current patch. However, if you're going to do this run on 1.0 to have the true lowest percents, you don't actually need Yana. So now we're gonna go into Priestess Abducted. This is to, you know, technically save Scarlet, but we don't really care about Scarlet. We also don't care about Fran and co, even though that's like one of the best parts of doing this in low percent. I mean, not low percent, in any percent. So I didn't pick up the barricade kit, I realized, because I took the different path. So what I'm doing is I send Joseph to kill that armored knight, and then I basically am using the old version of the any percent route here, because, you know, newer version uses that barricade kit. So we have Joseph withdraw, and now it's just up to Fran to take on Renown. Now, so we just clear the way, and basically we're on a timer until one of those units hits our command post. So, but we got rid of the, you know, most dangerous one. Now, we ended up having a 3-cycle, which sucked, but I didn't care enough to mess around. So we beat Renown, and then we do the second part of this map, which is fighting Galerius. And so that's why we have Travis in this team to help make this fight easier. We just head on over to Galerius. Fran and her unit are going to basically get rid of the front row for us. Alright, Joseph's gonna give us a free conveyance stone, but this is our warning that, hey, we're running out of time. So they get rid of the front row. There's still like 2 HP on one of those guys in the front row, but it's fine. And then we do a wild rush that's going to kill the second guy in the front row, and then we're going to fight Galerius, and thankfully we do enough damage to win. Yeah. Also, I should probably note this. This is specifically true ending, I mean, low percent true ending, so we're going through the true ending, not any other ending. If this were a bad ending, we would be very much losing on that low percent part. The low percent for bad ending is just, you know, any percent. But we're specifically doing this on story because I don't think this is really possible on higher difficulties as is, but also it just makes it much faster and easier to do with the strats. If anyone ever wants to try and do low percent true ending on a higher difficulty, you can try. I wouldn't recommend it. I'd probably, if among low percents that I have thought about ratting out, I'd say that normal ending is probably the easiest if you were to try and do it on a harder difficulty. But yeah, we've got we've got low percent true ending, so yeah. So I end up buying some healing items for safety here. However, I can't buy what else I want at that town yet. And so now we do this side quest for Oaklease, which seems weird because it's optional. So that means I'm adding one optional quest to my count. And the reason is, while it's not a required map, it's kind of necessary if I want to complete low percent at all. And I'll explain that in just a minute. But basically, we run by here. I accidentally hit this thief because I'm not practiced in any percent or this map. But we head on across. These thieves spawn in. It's not really anything to worry about, though, because we just head straight for Mandarin, and he can't do anything. So that's about all we do that follows the any percent route, or anything from the any percent route. From here, we're gonna be way off in what we do. So we completed an extra quest, and that's kind of bad. However, this still is going to be fewer quests than the old route. So what's going to happen is we're going to execute Mandarin. He wouldn't add to our unit count, but this would give us more divine shards. Then we reject Sharon, because we don't want to get an extra unique recruit. And by rejecting Sharon, we also don't get an extra quest, which is Oaklease's quest. So this avoids adding 2 extra things to our completion count. Now, luckily, we got to rank D after this, so we recruit a hunter, which is important. And then we're going to go back to Oaklease, or accidentally talk to Sharon. We go back to Oaklease, and so, as you might notice, she doesn't give us her normal quest. Like, she'll ask us to help her, but she doesn't give us her normal quest of, hey, bring me 30 divine shards and I'll join your team and stuff, which makes it completely safe. So I spend all 32 of my divine shards on hallowed corn ash. And as you see, I don't get any of the extra items for completing her quest. I don't get her. So that's the benefit of rejecting Sharon. I remove 1 quest and 2 unique recruits that I otherwise would have gotten. Then we get the cell sword, and it seems kind of weird that I teleport over here and get the cell sword, and then I teleport back over to the Battle of Plum Parfum. But this is all intentional. So, I don't know why I talked to that guy. I love making mistakes like that. So, then we deploy, and as you'll notice, this is a level 40 stage, and I am level not 40. But this has a very specific purpose. What I'm gonna do is I need to set up my teams. So we have the Elaine team, which will have Elaine in the front, and then we have it's Elaine, Clive, and then the Hunter. And the Hunter is going to be very helpful, and I make Clive in charge of that unit just so that we can have the movement. Now, we bought a ton of Hallowed Cornash, and we got, like, you know, some extra, but here's the deal. We're going to Arrow Rain our way to victory here. And by doing this, we're going to get a lot of experience. So as you can see, we've already jumped all the way up to, like, level, you know, 15, 16, 14. Our dumb mercenary, because he doesn't have anything to help improve his experience gain. Also, you might notice that there are ballista here. That's just a normal thing when you're playing on version 1.0. It's kind of one of the side effects of playing on version 1.0. I don't care, though. I just clear it for safety. I probably could have used less Hallowed Cornash if I hadn't chosen to take care of that ballista. However, that ballista can shoot you when you're on the bridge, and as you'll notice, there is, you know, gravity getting used on that bridge, so I'd rather not get shot. Now, we're just using Hallowed Cornash to, you know, gain Valor, use Arrow Rain, all because these guys are way higher level than us, so they will kill us if we enter combat with them. Otherwise, it's just like, hey, it gets us a bunch of experience. That's all nice. So now we have Joseph, and Joseph has the Cell Sword. And anyone who knows this game well enough knows that the Cell Sword is really powerful. I don't know why I had garrisoned Joseph there. Anyways, so what I end up doing is I want to Arrow Rain. So there are 2 watchtowers here, so I want to Arrow Rain each watchtower while also hitting the boss to help lower his HP. Because this gives a final bit of experience, just, you know, for a little bit of safety. And then, you know, boom, got rid of the watchtowers, everything's safe, and then that gives us just enough Valor to summon a warrior. And so we want to summon that warrior on the boss, and that takes care of the boss, because warriors are always on the level of the map and not scaled based on your characters. It's always scaled based on the map. So we complete this, and there were 2 reasons for this. One, this is going to be the way we enter to fight Galerius, which may seem weird. It is a very hard to defend position in the final battle, and it's also, you know, like, it's just a weird position, you know? However, the other reason is so that we can come over here, and we get a few things. We can, 1, collect a really nice healing font, and 2, collect a really good weapon. I don't remember if I remember to equip it, but you can equip it on Clive. Anyways, we recruit Selvi, which, once again, she is an optional recruit, and, you know, that obviously adds to our unique recruit count. However, this is actually completely necessary so that we can unlock these sigil trials. However, we can only choose 1 sigil trial. I get this, obviously get this Hallowed Cornash, because, you know, we need it. And then a Revival Orb, which is nice. Now, from here, what I'm going to do is we're going to return back to Uquit. And then we're going to be weird and collect items for no reason. But we're going to go through here, we're going to try and avoid all these characters, and the nice thing is I collect this Hallowed Cornash, and when you interact with any sort of dialogue box on the field, what's going to happen is it's going to remove any aggro that the enemy has on you. So I kind of make use of that to get rid of the witch aggro, as well as, you know, collect some hallowed cornash. Now we do get a nice mantlet kit, which is always nice, and we thankfully outpaced those wizards. Anyways, we talked to this guy, and now we do this battle. This is the fastest way to get into Bastorias with the fewest quests done. And so it's like, oh, cool, we're going into Bastorias. We're following the old any % route, where you kind of just recruit Unifi. Except we're just doing Bastorias first. And this is, again, the reason I'm doing Bastorias first is a whole 1.0 dealio. Now, I sort of remembered how to do this map, so I was just like, yay, just do this. I probably could have just done a team with the Hunter and a Mercenary, so I wouldn't have to have this unit, basically retreat, and then in order to get my Valor back, and then have the Mercenary come out. But it's kind of just, you know, how it works out. And I just, it's nice to get that little bit of pitiful experience on my unit. I also want to just minimize the amount I have to deal with menus personally. Obviously, it's probably faster to do that menuing, but, you know. Anyways, we're done here. So it's kind of weird. We've already done 2 extra unnecessary quests. Now, I think the Oclese one can probably be done away with. Maybe. However, I do the Oclese one just because it really makes this run possible and easier to do. Because it's like, oh, hey, you get all this hallowed cornash, now you can use Arrow Rain to catch up on levels and use abilities. The Valor skills, really. And I think that if I didn't do Oclese's map, like I tried to do some low % stuff without Oclese's map, and it was just kind of impossible for me. So I think that doing Oclese's map is required in order to get this low % done. Otherwise, like, if someone figures it out, I really hope you enjoy your torture that you turn low % into. So, we're just sending Unifi off, and then I want to garrison in those ruins just for the free, really just for the, what's the word? Oh yeah, by the way, Wild Rush costs 2 Valor, when you're playing on 1.0. I completely ignored the ruins this time, yeah. The ruins can be nice if you want some, free dues, because we do end up using dues in this run. Now, what we do here is, we're going to get rid of this bishop. So, Wild Rush. And then we're going to garrison in that watchtower. Mostly just to, you know, do whatever, but we use some hallowed cornash so that we can Wild Rush this guy. And then fight him, if, you know, it doesn't kill him. But, it's like, as you can see, these enemies, even though we're the correct, like, we're not just the correct level to be dealing with this, we are 5-6 levels over the recommended level for this, and we're still, like, you know, so I wanted to mess around. I was like, nope, I can't Wild Rush, which is sad. But I do Wild Rush, Connor. I'm ever in your service. And so, obviously, I can't kill him. Unifi is much better at killing, I think his name is Connor, or something like that. And so I kind of bait this guy, because he's being annoying. but also it lets me do a little bit more chip damage, and doing chip damage is necessary, and so it's like, hey, maybe I can kill this guy, maybe? And so, you know, I just do that. Doesn't even matter, look, I'm so high level. So yeah, I was prepared to just wait for Unifi, but, you know, this also worked. Though, as you can see, I am actually burning through my hallowed Cornash in order to do this, because Bastorias... So, Elheim is technically possible to get through when you are not promoted. It's just a little bit difficult, because they kind of made it so you could do Elheim or Dragonhold first if you wanted. Like, it's not recommended to do Elheim first, but you can still technically do it before doing Dragonhold. It's just a little bit harder. So Elheim is technically doable when you don't have promoted classes, but Bastorias is, on the other hand, very, very difficult to do without promoted classes. It can be like a test of endurance, really. So what I do here is, this is very important, I recruit a sorceress. Without this sorceress, I am incapable of actually completing the run. So I replace my hunter with that sorceress, and then I kind of give Joseph the hunter. So now I need to make my way over here. I hopefully, you know, dodge this werefox, and I always accidentally start heading over to like that quest over there instead of because I always think, oh, I have to head north, and it's like, no, you just have to head like straight west or whatever. That is west, right? Yeah. So we start Legacy of the Lion Kings. We're already 30 minutes in. We're gonna be spending like another 30 or so minutes in Bastorias, by the way, because Bastorias is just like that. So what we do is we send Clive and Joseph over here. So this is our Fog of War map, but I know exactly what I'm doing, where I have to go. I wild rush this guy just so I don't have to deal with him, because we're not exactly built to fight yet. So we use Hallowed Cornash as always, and so I consider arrow raining, but then I remember, hey, wait a second. What I can do instead is Wild Rush, because Wild Rush will do more damage to infantry. Arrow Rain is really nice when you want to fight flyers, and it is also nice when you want to hit units in a circular area. Otherwise, you know, Wild Rush is preferable because it has a movement aspect to it. Like, it's really nice if you want to move around, and that's what we want to do a lot in the run, move around. So that's why Wild Rush is really useful. And you know, Wild Rush does a lot of damage as well. So I'm sending Joseph back. I remember to give Elaine Joseph's shield, and then I'm like, okay, I need to give a Carnelian Pendant to the Sorceress, just so that she can do a bit more damage, because she is the main damage dealer. Clive kind of just exists to do chip damage. Elaine exists as a really good brick wall. Like, he is surprisingly defensive, and the Sorceress just does damage, because we're in Bastorias. And if you don't know Bastorias, Bestrels are just very weak to magic. Now, I considered fighting this Were-Owl, but this is actually the most difficult of the command posts we have to take on, and I'm gonna have to take it on later, so I kind of skip over it. And I'm like, okay, let's just do this. I forgot about that guy. Oops, I couldn't see him though, so whatever. Anyways, we fight. It's fine. So long as our sorceress is alive, we're able to do damage, and we're fine. And the nice thing is that there is an encampment right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna eat a little bit of Hallowed Cornash, you know, snort that fun dip or whatever. And we need to wild rush over this sorceress. We're not going to have a very fun time trying to just fight her, as you can see. Obviously, I wasn't going to win because Elaine died, but I was like, it's going to be faster to just fight her and kill her. And so the nice thing about defeating her is that we get the Ice Storm Staff. And whether or not we actually use the Blizzard ability from the Ice Storm Staff, what really matters is I accidentally used this Hallowed Cornash, and then I was like, oh wait, if I just waited like 5 seconds for Clive, we could have gotten the Valor. But yeah, that Valor is usually pretty nice. All right, there we go. But we'll be using this Valor later. But anyways, the Ice Storm Staff is going to give our sorceress a ton of magic. So as you can see, we're sending Joseph over to where the Were Owl was. And that has a purpose. So we've got our beautiful sorceress. I wonder when I'm going to remember to give her the staff. So again, I'm not going to really defeat this guy. So I take that watchtower, but I'm not gonna defeat this guy with normal fight. So there we go. I'm like fixing up the characters, and so we've got Blizzard, and then I'm like, oh right, I should I did not remember to edit tactics. Oh well. But yeah, This is the beauty of this, but the other thing I remembered that I needed to do is you actually just feed Elaine all of your stat buffs. 'Cause, you know, he's the one who's protecting them. So, you know, if you can find a way to keep him alive, then this main unit is completely safe, completely fine. So... yeah, as you can see, we're already running real low on Hallowed Cornash. And then it's like, come on. Come on, we're down to 8 Hallowed Cornash. We can't have this. So yeah, this is like one of those maps that obviously could use a lot more, optimization. Because as it is, it's like, woo, yikes. But yeah, and by the way, for those who aren't aware, this is a map where you have to take all the command posts, really. And I was like, oh wait, that was so fast that Joseph hasn't made it to his tower yet. So I was like, I'll just use the Conveyance Crystal. And I was like, I realized that I probably should have taken that watchtower when I was walking through here with Clive to have made that better. But now that Joseph's in his watchtower, it is time to use some Arrow Rain. So the purpose of Arrow Rain is to get the Were Owls in the back row of this team just dead. Just kill them. And then it's like, okay, now I need to fight them. And I was like, maybe I'll just Hallow Cornash and, you know. What I decided to do was I hallowed Cornash to Great Rush into it, but like, or not Great Rush, but Wild Rush into them. Thing is, Wild Rush doesn't do much damage to werebears, so it probably would have just been better to use the Empowering Draught and then walk into them and fight them. So I could have saved myself a Hallowed Cornash there. But, you know, I just wanted safety. I was like, I wanted to get this run done. I wanted to have an example run done. Obviously, one day I'll return to this and make a better low percent run. But until that day, this is kind of like a nice proof of concept run. So now we've hit rank C. in Renown. And when you hit rank C Renown, you can start having your units can have up to 4 people in them. And so I'm like, okay, I would like to buy some healing tonic medium stuff. Having medium healing items is really nice at this point. So, having healing stuff in general is really nice. But anyway, I go over here. There's a camping set large over there, which is really nice. And I get this giant's canopy. The giant's canopy is more for safety than it is any good. I don't know what that movement was. I must have been fascinated by that chicken. Or I must have been losing my mind, because I was, sitting still for 40 minutes. And kind of just like, ooh, wow, I'm in Bastorias, and I hate Bastorias. But, it's what it is. I run into this fella. It's fine, though, because they can't really do much to me. Yeah, like, the overworld enemies are no match for my team. But it's still quite something. Anyway, I get that grilled steak for safety, and obviously I got some more hallowed cornash to hallow my cornash. And so now I have to deal with all these enemies who really want to kill me. Walk past them. And then I collect this divine shard. I don't know why. I don't really need to go to Eclise anymore. Like, it's not necessary. So we skip this cutscene, and then I don't know if I... No, okay, so I remembered that I'm like, hey, wait a second, I need to improve my team. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand our main unit, and then we're putting, assuming I remember... Oh, right, I think what I did here was... Okay, provisions... I think I was trying to check for something, and I was like, oh, we don't have that here. Yeah, oh, I think I was trying to buy, what's the empowering draughts, because I need them at this point. And then I was like, I know where I can buy them, though, if I can't buy them here. And then I get, like, items for safety. Again, there's, like, healing items aren't exactly necessary, but they make a whole lot of safety. So obviously I haven't optimized my shopping trips at all, but it's like empowering draughts, I was like, yeah, I kind of need those to be able to get through the later game. At least until I get promotions, which I will have to get. We'll get there when it gets there, though. So, as you can see, we added Unifi to our team. And so it's like, okay, Unifi, cool, why? So first of all, she is one of the best units in the game. She is amazing, and we love her, and she's just perfect. And so like, it's just like, I just put things on these guys to, try and help them be better. But yeah, we get Unifi, and Unifi is powerful. We can switch her between the front row and the back row to get extra damage out of her when necessary. And so what happens here is, basically I have a way of doing this map. What I do is I wild rush that guy, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use wild rush on this guy, and take his fort. And the thing is, what's going on here is there's a werefox at the bottom of the screen. There's a red dot, like, kind of in the center bottom of the mini-map, if you notice. I'm basically trying to complete this map before that werefox gets to my command post. So what I do is I wild rush through these guys because they're in the perfect position to just give me distance. And then that gets me just enough valor. Like, this is the benefit of 1.0. Like, it is... I kind of considered this a minor benefit of 1.0 with the 2 valor wild rush, but it is, in fact, a major benefit of 1.0. It is unbelievably good. being able to use Wild Rush with Wild Abandon, really. And so we're already here, we're already at the boss fight. And so all of these enemies are going to run at me, but because they're hidden, I can't hit them with my Wild Rush. So, because they've all walked into forests. And when they're, like, hidden like that, I can't hit them. So what I want to do is, right now, what I need to do is I need to basically do enough damage to Herman in order to be able to safely fight him. And so one of the best ways to make his battle safe is just remove that wizard. If that wizard is there, then, you know, you're going to kind of lose. So, as you can see, so the nice thing, Watchtower, more damage, more range, boom. So that Werefox is, like, coming up real close to doing damage, but one more Wild Rush will run into Herman. And then, I assume, no, his name is Ryman. Why am I calling him Herman? So close. So then we just heal him up, and then I should have done this beforehand. I should have used an Empowering Draught and then attacked, so this is a little bit of a time loss, because you can't speed up that animation when you're obviously in the battle, or about to start the battle screen kind of deal. But then we're done. So we did it right before that Werefox could steal our command post. And that's kind of basically the one map that I kind of have routed out, where it's like, I don't think I can make this map any better. It's a little bit luck-based, with like, oh, I hope that these enemies don't kill me. But it's kind of like, I've done that map so many times, it's kind of, hey, it's basically guaranteed to work. And it's the fastest, safest way I know to do that map. Which is really something, considering I let a Werefox get that close to my command post. But hey, I still had a little bit of time, because, like, it wasn't even touching the command post, and they can overlap with the command post a little bit before they actually take it. So, you know. And then I was like, oh, I kind of want to buy things, but again, I don't have a money route routed out, and I'm like, I kind of need the revival orbs more than I need the healing stuff. So it's here where, I do a little bit of a time waste. I know that you can buy a Werefox, and so basically they're... Oh yeah, no, I need to get this Swordmaster. This Swordmaster is actually vital to winning the game because I don't get Rosalinda. Also, you know, spoilers, I don't get Rosalinda. I also get this Werefox as a just in case, because again, I was routing this on the fly a bit. And I knew of two ways to get to Galerius. One would involve getting a Werefox, but that would require more menuing, and one way just requires using the, what's the word? It's the, battering ram, to reach Galerius. And so, like, either of them works, they're all good. So for some reason, I decided, hey, I'm gonna go talk to, like, Oclise, and that was clearly a waste of time. Like, I never routed out my Divine Shards and stuff, in the post-game. Or in the post-any% game. So I kind of, like, wasted my time talking to Oclise there. But I was like, I need Hallowed Cornash. Hallowed Cornash is a vital resource in this run, and it kind of sucks when you run low on it. But once we're done with Bastorias, I shouldn't need to worry about Hallowed Cornash anymore. You know, emphasis on shouldn't. So we beat up that Werefox, and that Werefox is going to be angry at us. And so here's another difference that's going to come up with 1.0. So this is actually like a very dangerous map. I despise this map. This map on the older version of low percent, even then, we weren't quite at we didn't have promoted classes to deal with this map. So it was, and instead of the sorceress that we have in our party, we had Yana. So it was even worse. And we didn't even have Unifi in our party. I don't think we had Unifi in our party. Why do I even say we? It was just me. But, like, it's bad. This is a bad map. It's not fun. It's not good. And, it's not a good time at all. And so it's kind of just, I didn't even have a plan for this map. I kind of just went with the vibes. So what I want to do is I kind of want to clear the way in order to get to Ratman. His name is Elgor, but I like calling him Ratman. And so the best way to do that is to, one, get rid of that catapult so that catapult stops trying to kill you. Also, there's no need to worry about that, werewolf using hide, because he's never going to walk towards you. He's just going to hide in place, and it's really funny. So I want to get rid of this watchtower just so that they don't be mean to me. And then, I mean, what really worries me are, I need to get rid of that werebear and that ballista. That ballista's gonna, like, get me killed unless I use one of my giant's canopies, and I really want to keep my giant's canopies for safety. So I use up, like, this entire catapult just clearing the area for myself. And then all of these characters want to ignore me, and then I'm like, oh god, I need to speed things up. So I need to take this, and then I do some, like, on-the-fly routing. So I'm like, okay, Joseph, I'm not going to win this. I need you to have the, well, it's no longer Joseph. I replaced Joseph with the, sellsword. So I put the sellsword out there. I'm like, alright, sellsword, do your job. And then I get my extra valor from using that. And so, something you might know is, if you've played this game before, is why hasn't Elgor summoned his reinforcements? His trigger is actually right by that town instead of right by the fort. So it actually takes longer for him to send out his reinforcements. And so instead of it being like, oh god, I'm being attacked by everyone all at once, while I'm hanging out in the, you know, trying to get, clear this way towards the bridge, it becomes, oh, now everyone's attacking me while I'm at the bridge, which is actually a lot easier to deal with. And obviously, because of my angle, I can't really wild rush across the bridge, but what I can do is I can wild rush into the werebear, get myself killed, and I'm like, is the blizzard? Yep, there's the blizzard. Blizzard is such a fun skill. It can either get you killed or it can save your life, and you have to figure that out on a whim. So what I've done is, I've given Lex here the, so I separated the sellsword and the archer for a reason, so that the sellsword can keep summoning warriors to protect the command post. But I have Lex here with the hunter, so that I can basically, what's the word? I can basically take out all of those werewolves at once. Because I could use the ballista, but that's actually going to be a little bit slower. And so I want them to come over here. I keep on, you know, garrisoning in places when I really shouldn't. So anyways, boom. I should have removed, I realized later that I should have just removed Lex from this party, because then I wouldn't get all of these level ups. But it's fine. It is what it is. So what we need to do now is we need to avoid as much of the game as possible. So what's gonna happen is I head over to the werebear, so I walk on the road, and then I'm like, alright, cool. wild rush through this were owl, get some free valor, thank you. And then what I do is I want to head over here, and I'm going to wild rush through this were owl. Like, these were owls are put in the perfect location to just give you movement. And so, yeah, you gotta love Blizzard. It either lets you win or it lets you lose. There's no explaining Blizzard other than it is a charge attack that hits the entire enemy. And so, like, and Glacial Rain also does that, and both of them freeze the enemy, so it's like, you need to figure out what's more important, freezing everyone or doing a bunch of damage. And so, you know, having both of them used at once can, you know, get you killed, or it can save you. So, yeah, I just do some wild rushing. And then I'm like, let's wild rush again. And so I'm like, oh, cool. Let's just win. And so we just win, because all of the annoying troops from that team are dead. It was just Elgor and the Werebear left. So now we're done with Bastorias. And you may be like, okay, Theo, so why are we playing on 1.0 other than the 2 Valor Wild Rush? And also, why the hell are we playing through Bastorias when it's, like, the hardest of the areas instead of doing, like, Elheim first, like you used to do? And the reason is, we don't get Berengaria anymore, nor do we get Rosalinda or Eltalinda. So what happens is, on 1.0, if you interact with that stone and then just walk, and then you skip the cutscene, and while doing that, you hold up right, you know, face into the stone, and then you're out of bounds. And when you're out of bounds, you can do some really weird things. So I messed around with out of bounds. I know I did a video about, like, hey, I figured out of bounds and how it works on 1.0 and stuff. But for anyone who hasn't caught that, when you're out of bounds, you can sequence break the entire game. However, we only know of one place where you can go out of bounds, and it is specifically that stone in Bastorias. So what I do here is I head back here, and this is the final area of Albion, and normally you can't reach this until you finish the Holy March. So the nice thing is I'm getting some endgame items off the ground, some star iron, which is useless, but we head over here, and then Scarlet's like, hey, we need to go on this Holy March, and Nigel's gonna help us. And it's like, we haven't met Nigel or anything. We literally just unlocked the final story mission of Albion without having to do the first story mission of Albion. We never interact with Nigel. We never told him the truth of what's happening. We never talked to him or anything. But he's gonna help us take back Albion. So the thing is, by doing that, we actually prevent ourselves from, well, restoring a town, because we normally have to restore a town in order to unlock the port and basically, you know, get a ship to Albion. So through this out of bounds glitch, we gain access to Palavia and Albion without having to use a ship. And so I just interact with that town, so I have a fast travel point, even though I interacted with Oaklease, who is also a fast travel point. And so I'm just collecting items here, because I know that there are useful items on Palavia, most notably, you know, an Empowering Draught, and I guess there's a Divine Shard here, for me to be a weirdo. And then, you know, Empowering Draught to buy. Empowering Draughts are very nice to have when you're so underleveled. And so then we're gonna walk back to the we've very nice that there's that black market merchant right there, because we can just fast travel to him to get to the stone and then do the out of bounds again. So the reason I'm just doing all of the out of bounds at once, just so that I can get the fast travel points immediately, and then I can just fast travel there. I just didn't want to keep doing this, like, I finished a map, now I'm gonna freaking fast travel back there and do the walk. I guess I lose some time because I have to, like, fast travel back, but it's just, it makes me a little bit happier doing all of the out of bounds at once, because it is quite something doing the out of bounds. So anyways, we head to Elheim, and it's like, here's the finale of Elheim. So we've never spoken to Rosalinda, or Yana, or saved Eltalinda. But here we are in the final area of Elheim. So I'm just collecting some items on the ground, and then Eltalinda shows up out of my pocket, even though I've never met her, and she is 100% still possessed by Alcina. And so here we are, which is word. We are now way over-leveled for this. It is a level 23 map, and I am level, like, 30 or 40 something. Like, somewhere around 30 to 40. Yeah, I'm level 30 something. So, this is a very map. It's a map. So, the funny thing is, you notice that sorcerer down there, he really just wants to kill the elves over there. He's actually far less interested in my command post, so I don't really have to worry about the command post so much as that guy just really wants to kill those elves. And so then we're gonna wild rush over here, obviously. So yeah, this map is just entirely skipped by using wild rush. Because enemies just end up in the perfect positions for me to wild rush into them to just, boom, I'm right there. So, anyone who knows this map, you have to get the Nostirian gates in order to prevent Alcina from, you know, being rude. So, there are these enemies, so I have to summon warriors in order to prevent them from being rude and entering my base. Because they do actually actively want to steal this base, unlike the other base, for whatever reason. And so, you know, just doing our thing. It's all fine. That guy wants to blaze it up with those elves. Don't worry though, it's fine. Once those elves are dead, that sorcerer's just gonna be like, oh, I killed them, I guess I'm gonna go home now. I don't know why that sorcerer is like that. It's really funny. He just wants to kill those enemies, and then he just walks away. And it is my favorite fact about this map. Anyways, I get this fort just for the free valor. Like, my valor is pretty high right now, but it's like, I'm going to, one, have to summon units to put in the Nostirian gates, and two, like, see, I'm already summoning people to basically stand in the Nostirian gates. No one's ever going to run at them and, like, attack them, but I need them to stand there in order to prevent Alcina from prolonging this battle. Because the entire gimmick of this map is Alcina cannot be killed until you cover the Nostirian gates. So I just take those, and then I'm like, okay, cool, time to go kill Alcina. And since I only luckily have to worry about one wave of reinforcements, and since I went so fast, and so now I never have to worry about using summon warriors again here. Okay, and then I'm like, ooh, I don't want to get shot in the face. So, you know, wild rush. So then all that remains is we have to beat up Alcina. And hey, we got a steel trap. I can't wait to never use that. So, Alcina's over there, and it's like, what am I gonna do? And the answer is, we're gonna Empowering Draught. And then we're going to heal my team. No, we're gonna use, no, oh, no. No, okay, well, yeah, we have to use, oh, do I? Okay, no. I Wild Rush. I Valorous Order, ooh, yeah, okay. Smart. Clearly, I don't remember what I did. But, yeah, I just did what I could, healed everyone. I'm like, finally, healing. Jeez, that's, like, more important than all of that other stuff.
I'm ever in your service.
Oh, that final Hallowed Cornash. So, yeah, we're all out of Hallowed Cornash. Wild Rush right into Alcina. And then it's like, oh wow, she's not dying. We've got that stupid elven archer. It's like, well, you can't use anything else to save the day. So sorry, you gotta. It's like, nope, Glacial Rain ain't gonna save you. Maybe Blizzard will save you. Yes, slightly. And then I remembered I had another Carnelian pendant. So, like, yeah, hey, welcome to menuing the game when you don't optimize maps to know exactly the damage you need to do. So yeah, this is the hell I had to live. Anyways, my as you can tell, my sorceress is dead. But it's fine. Alcina's done. We're also out of Hallowed Cornash, though, so that kind of sucks. Oh no, we're out of Hallowed Cornash, what'll we do? I mean, we needed most of it for Bastorias. From here on, it's pure skill. Also, there's 3 women I never even talked to. Yana, Rosalinda, and Eltalinda. I've never talked to them. Eltalinda is still technically possessed by Alcina, but we only need to do the finale of, I guess I should explain that. We needed to do the finale of Elheim in order to get the Ring of the Maiden. And so, despite cutting out a ton of maps and removing Yana, who was, like, the best Maiden candidate, like, because of the maps we've cut out, we can no longer use Lex as a Maiden candidate, because we no longer go unlock the places that he has as convos. We can't use Yana as a candidate because we don't get her, and we can't use Scarlet as a candidate because we don't get one of the places, like, we don't get the places to, you know, have those conversations with her. However, Unifi is still a candidate, and all of her locations, all of her talk locations are in Bastorias at places where you have Bastorias story maps. So, that's the other reason why Unifi is in our party. We needed rapport with her. And so now it's just like, yep, okay, Unifi is our best friend. She's going to love us. Get to 3-heart rapport with me. The only downside of Unifi, is, like, unlike Yana, who only had, like, 2 conversations, so, her being the ideal candidate was just, like, really fast because you only had to hit those 2 locations and talk to her. Unifi has 3 rapport convos. So we have to do a bunch of teleporting around the place, get these rapport convos, and then we can give her the Ring of the Maiden. And you might ask, well, why didn't you just wait until later to get more rapport with her and just then have those convos later? And I'm just... One, it just gives me the upgraded Ring of the Unicorn and Ring of the Maiden for these 2, so that they have +5 to all stats, which is, you know, really nice, plus the additional AP, PP kind of deal. But the other reason is because I've experienced this in the past. If I don't do the right like, as soon as I get the Ring of the Maiden, I'm going to forget, and then I'm going to try and do the Sanctuary quest, and I'm going to walk up to a Sanctuary, and I'm going to be like, why didn't I get the Sacral Weapon? Why didn't anyone want to do anything in the Sanctuary? And it's like, it's because you didn't upgrade the Ring of the Maiden. So we have to do that quest, give Unifi the Ring of the Maiden, and now we are all good. We've got the really nice upgraded rings, and it's amazing. And then I remember, oh, I don't even need the recruit short sword anymore, or the recruit short spear anymore. Let's actually give that weapon, that really good weapon to Clive that I forgot about forever ago. Honestly, it probably would have been better if I gave that weapon to Clive, you know, just before starting Bastorias, because at that point he had the experience he needed, and he also had the recruit's, shield. So, like, he was still gonna get the extra experience, at, like, the same rate as, Elaine. He'd just do more damage, but, you know, this is life. So, what's happening here is I've made the Joseph unit again. So, it's Joseph and the Hunter, and I want him to board that, yeah, I want him to board that, battering ram. So I don't have a werefox. I mean, I do have a werefox. I realize that now. I could have routed this so much better if I remembered I had that werefox, actually. So if you're smart enough, if you're smart, unlike me, and you remember you have a werefox, you can, instead of escorting this, battering ram all the way there, you could technically just use a werefox to jump over the gate and completely skip having to worry about the battering ram. But the battering ram usually goes about the same pace as your other characters, so I kind of just do that. This is something for me to consider in the future now, though. But, again, as you might notice, I made Joseph and the Hunter a unit who is moving the battering ram. And the reason for that is because we're in Albion. And so, like, a lot of the units are angels. And as I may have said before, Arrow Rain, I hope I said it before, Arrow Rain does extra damage to flying units. And any... Like, it does 1.5 times damage, I believe, if you use it on a leader who had, like, a unit whose leader is a flyer. And so that's going to happen a lot when, you know, we're in angel territory, and angels are flying units. The only other notable thing I can really say about that is, like, even when a unit leader isn't an angel, a lot of the units have angels in them, and the angels are going to take extra damage from that. Like, the angels are still going to take, like, a ton of damage in those units, and so, from Arrow Rain. So when I do use Arrow Rain, even if the leader isn't an angel, the angels inside units that aren't led by angels will still usually die in 1 or 2 arrow rains. That was a lot of words to explain something really simple. So we have teleport, though, which is really nice. I tried to minimize my use of teleport because it's kind of like, hey, I don't want to use that. It's gonna cost me Valor points, and, you know, Valor points are pretty... you know. And I don't have any more, but, like, hey, beckoning chimes are nice. I just wanted to make sure that they were aggroed on me and not on Joseph, because if they hit Joseph, he's dead. He's kind of dead. He's not very good. Joseph's gonna hit that breaker, though, so... And I clearly... Oh, no.
What would you ask? As you will.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think I used a feather on Nigel just so that he can clear the way, but also so that he can talk to his buddies, like the Order of the Sacred Heart or whatever. Can you tell I haven't played the story of this game in like 500 years? But yeah, he can talk to his buddies, and I'd rather he talk to his buddies than having to fight them because they are kind of powerful units. As you'll notice, they are 1-star units, which means they are more powerful than the normal units. And fighting 1-star units is, you know, a little bit of a step up from fighting normal units. It can be kind of difficult. But yeah, we're just running over. I'm realizing now that I could have put the werefox on my team to deal with that gate, and it's making me just a little bit sad. Just a little bit. Just being like, oh, I could have skipped babysitting Joseph entirely. You know, this is what I deal with on a daily basis. But yeah, this is what happens when you do a low percent run without like any in-depth plan. This is just my I'm gonna go with the vibes kind of plan. I think I'm gonna vibe with it plan. And clearly improvisation is not my greatest skill. Yeah, it's the Knights of the Sacred Heart. Man, I'm so good at memorizing that. Oh yeah, and then that dude distant heals that guy, and that upsets me a little bit. But yeah. Thankfully, you don't have to have Nigel actually talk to them, you just have to have Nigel get, like, close enough to them, and then it's like, ah, yes, you have talked to them. And so, you don't have to worry about it. So, the nice thing here is, Albion, for some ungodly reason, Albion is actually pretty easy to handle, even when you have, base class units. I don't know why, but, like, the Angels and, like, other units around here are just really easy to handle, even if, you're base class. So it's like, it's just an easy map to do, unlike Bastorias. For some reason, Bastorias is the only one that suffers the sad times. But also, I just wild rushed over that bridge. Further reasoning why I should have, you know... I make great decisions every day. Further reasoning why I should have had that werefox. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. You do that, and then you realize you've made a mistake, because this guy's... Oh, no, this guy's not gonna kill you. Normally that guy kills me when I do that. I don't know, that night can be something. So, yeah. And then I realize, oh, Nigel isn't moving. Man, what a name, Nigel. He sounds like some nerd that you'd see in, like, math class. I'm sorry to all the Nigels out there. But yeah, we're just getting, Joseph to open up the gates. The nice thing, though, when you use, the barricade... not the barricade, the battering ram. The nice thing about using the battering ram, though, is that, unlike the werefox where you can just jump over things, you can technically take the battering ram inside of the city walls and just use that to, well, you can just use the battering ram to, man, I'm losing my words. You can use the battering ram Okay, I've got my words. You can use the battering ram to destroy the barricades in the
I'll prove my worth.
inside the city walls.
A worthy foe. I'm ever in your service.
So, you know, from here on, it's just like we're inside the city.
As you wish. I am yours to command.
Once we kill this guy, we're gonna go inside the city.
Fate which brought us here. I grow weary. The odds do not stand in my favor.
I love revival orbs. So, anyways, we have Joseph get us inside the city.
Your orders, sir.
And for anyone paying attention to the minimap, unlike what I was doing during this run, because I never got that port town up in the top left, there's just a fella approaching our base, so, you know, summon warriors. Summon warriors is so stupid.
I shall never fail.
Hope you're paying me more
Was
for this.
fate which brought us here.
Anyways, Joseph is great. He just unclogs the way. Anyways, there are a bunch of enemies that spawned that just want to kill the green units, and the green units want to come over and help us. I don't care about any of that BS, so I'm just gonna go and do my own thing. While protecting Joseph.
Quite troubling.
I have 2 goals in life, and all of them are protecting Joseph. I guess one of them is protecting Joseph, and the other one is defeating Sonadio.
For now.
I'm like, I was about to call him Santiago for some reason. That's like a weird thing. I always want to call him Santiago.
I grow weary. I depart. I've arrived.
But yeah, we're just making our way to Sonadio, and then, you know, I defeat this angel for the... excuse me, I defeat this angel for the express purpose of, collecting valor from, you know, overtaking this district. So, you know. You love free valor. Anyways, that guy always provokes Nigel when you do this, and I don't really care. Nigel doesn't matter. But also, I had to wait on Joseph to destroy that,
Shall be done.
barricade so that I could get past without having to spend 500 years just running straight into it.
Lest I reduce you to ash. Awaiting your command.
I need to take a break.
Only a fool mistakes in the name of the orthodoxy. Turn back, lest I reduce you to ash. What would you ask?
Yeah, there's not much going on here. We used Joseph to, air rain, and this is, you know, kind of important because one of those guys right there is, 1, in the way, and 2, he is a distant healer, and we hate distant heal. Oh yeah, also at this point we've abandoned the, battering ram, because that's slower than having Joseph walk, because, you know, he's cavalry. Yeah, so what I'm gonna have Nigel do is I have him take that, I have him...
Prove my worth. I depart.
I secure it as our own.
Yeah, words. I have him take the, that fort so that we can, you know, walk on ahead
Waiting your command. By your word.
and do our thing. So, more arrow rain. Arrow rain is very nice because they're literally just angels inside the walls of the city. So, it's just so easy. It's so nice and easy doing this. Joseph's making our lives easier, you know. That guy's... So, if you don't notice, that,
Was fate which
Angel over there is about to use Distant Heal. So he's gonna heal someone, but because he's gonna use Distant Heal now, that means he's never going to heal Sonadio, because he's not gonna have the time to restore his Distant Heal. If otherwise, he would be an issue for Sonadio. So yeah, we just need to go fight. We need to make sure no one fights Joseph, because that's a waste of time, because they'll just kill him.
What shall I do?
So, Royal Order, you know, the usual stuff. A little bit of Arrow Rain, you know, for the fun of it. And then we're going to...
I'm ever in your service.
We're going. Come on, gamer. Arrow Rain, yay! And then, yeah, we're just gonna defeat him. Because the healer is dead. So, you know, the enemy can't do anything unless we get first strike, so you gotta love it. So, with that, we finish Albion, and we finished Elheim. So again, like I said earlier, we need Elheim in order to get the Ring of the Maiden, because we need to have a Ring of the Maiden candidate chosen. We have to do the rite in order to get the normal ending, and you have to hit the prerequisites for the normal ending in order to get the true ending. Now, the reason we do Albion, or at least we do the final battle of Albion, is so that we get Sonadio. And the only reason we want Sonadio is that recruiting him will get us the Sanctuaries quest. And so we need to visit all the sanctuaries in order to unlock the true power of cleansing. And having the true power of cleansing, like, you know, the like full power of our ring unlocked, by having that full power, we are able to choose the true ending instead of gaining the normal ending. And, you know, if you couldn't tell, this is a low percent true ending speedrun. A lot of the stuff I'm doing would be pretty pointless if I were going for the normal ending, so it's like I kind of have to do the things for the true ending. So what we're gonna do now is we're going on the Sanctuaries quest. So we can easily access the sanctuaries in Elheim. So we can easily access the Elheim Sanctuary, the Albion Sanctuary, just by, you know, talking to Umaris. We don't actually have to start her quest, thankfully. We can just ignore her and go to the Sanctuary. She just unlocks the way to it. So we easily get the Elheim Sanctuary and the Albion Sanctuary. We can also get the Cornea Sanctuary and the Zenoiran Sanctuary. However, there are two sanctuaries that are weird, and they are the main sanctuaries that caused me an issue in the old version of Low Percent, where I was like, well, I have to complete Drakkenhold to get Drakkenhold's Sanctuary, and I have to complete Bastorias to get Bastorias' Sanctuary, but not only do you have to complete Bastorias to gain the Bastorias Sanctuary, but the Bastorias Sanctuary is technically behind, it's behind a bridge that you have to fix. And so in the old version of Low Percent, I had to worry about getting 30 Bastorite, or whatever it's called. It's the Bastoria Stone. And Bastorite, there are exactly 9 locations you can pick it up from. So Bastorias had to be done at a specific time where you can pick up all of the Bastorite locations so that you can get 27 Bastorite, and then but you have to collect a lot of that Bastorite early so that you can then come into Bastorias later and collect 3 more stone from those locations, since they've respawned like 1 stone each at that point. And then you'll have enough Bastorite in order to build that bridge, and obviously that costs an additional quest and whatnot, so it's like, it's really annoying because you have to get the stone, and you have to obviously complete an extra quest in order to, you know, get to that sanctuary. But instead what we can do is we can go out of bounds. And so the thing is, you remain out of bounds so long as you are walking on terrain that you are not supposed to be able to walk on. So if you're walking inside of mountains, on water, anything like that, like ice, all of that, you keep your out of bounds glitch going. But the moment I walk on any normally walkable land, it's, you know, a problem. So I collect these things. There's some divine shards and stuff. These are useful for the purpose of, you know, the Fevrite is worthless. I didn't remember which one was the Fevrite. But I did know which one, at the very least, was the divine shards. And so those divine shards are very useful. Now, because obviously I want to have more Hallowed Cornish for the final boss. That would be nice. But yeah, we're just walking out of bounds for a bit. You know, we're gonna be like this for a few minutes. Yeah. How are y'all doing? Hope you're having a good day. I hope you're enjoying this low percent true ending run. Maybe I'll return to it someday. I would love to optimize this, make it a little bit better. I'm just no good at optimizing the maps themselves. I could tell you everything about the basic idea of low percent, things you need to skip, the ideal things you should skip, but like probably can't. I can come up with the idea for how low percent works, but I cannot for the life of me optimize it. So yeah, we get that sanctuary. We don't have to do the bridge quest to get it. And now we're going out of bounds again, because we need to get Drakkenhold's sanctuary. We need to get all 6 sanctuaries. And the nice thing about these sanctuaries, as well, is they get us really powerful weapons. They get us the sacral weapons, as well as the sacral brooch. And so for those of you who are not in the know, the sacral weapons have multiple benefits. First, they are among the most powerful weapons. I believe that they have 25 attack power on them. And having really strong weapons really helps you in winning. The second reason why they're useful is they make you entirely immune to status ailments. So, like, if the enemies, like, if Galerius, and Galerius loves doing this, Galerius is like, oh, I want to poison you. And then he tries to poison you. And it's like, sorry, dude, I am immune to poison, I am immune to blindness, you can't do anything to me. Also, being immune to blindness is really nice when, you know, the, feather bows, the angels who use bows, they have, shining light or something like that. It's an ability that applies blindness to a row of enemies. So, you know, when the enemy has that ability and uses it on you, it is very, very annoying. And so by having the, you know, ability to nullify ailments, it's really, really nice. And then the third benefit is that the sacral items give you, if I remember correctly, they heal you every time you use an active skill. So it's like you'll attack, and when you attack, you'll be gaining back something like 10% of your HP. I don't remember the exact percentage. I got really confused here. I was like, oh, is this the correct location? I hope I walked to the correct location. I did. So this is the sanctuary. We have now collected all the sanctuaries. We don't need the Sainted Axe, though, because, we don't have Berengaria anymore. So, anyways, so we get up to 200 renown. We're at 1,181 renown, and then after completing this quest, Elaine's like, "Hey, why can't I wear the ring of the unicorn anymore? It won't fit on my finger." And Sonadio's like, "Oh, you're just not powerful enough to wear it. You actually are required to promote Elaine in order to get the true ending." And that is why we got Selvi, so that we could use the sigils, because using a sigil over and over counts as doing one quest. Because each sigil only has one quest attached to them, and then once you've completed a sigil once, you have completed that quest, and you can just use the sigil over and over and over again. So for about the next hour and 20 minutes or so, we're gonna be grinding the sigil for Renown. And I really wish this wasn't the case, but this is technically the way to have the lowest percent completion. So we just have our team. I gave them their sainted, sacral weapons, you know, whatever. So I guess I'm going to explain these maps. So the deal is we have two versions of any of these maps. So the way I do this version of the map is I walk there to get the attention of that Doom Knight, and then I wild rush over to the Ballista. Now, by getting the attention of the Doom Knight, I get the attention of all of the cavalry units on this map, so none of them will be approaching my command post. And so, because of that, no one will be able to reach my command post in time. They'll attack me, and then I will just be shooting the launch connect to death. And the reason I do this is the safest, most consistent way I know to do this map, because the launch connect has a druid in their party, as well as that shield shooter who came out of the woods. If you try and fight that launch connect head on, you will die. So this is just the safest and fastest way I found to do this. So that gets us 60 renown, completing it once. Now we're at 1,250. We need 1,750 renown. And we're only going to get, like, what, 7 or 9 renown? Something like that. I think it's something like that. I didn't check. Every time we complete this map. So it's gonna it takes us, like, 60 battles to get enough renown. So now what we do here is I use this Ballista, and this Ballista cannot hit the launch connect. So what I do here is I want to use the Ballista to first remove the watchtower with the sniper, so the sniper never kills us. And by the way, because we take the Ballista, everyone's aggroed on us. And then I attack the normal sniper. I just don't want them annoying me. And so the idea is I hang out here and kill these enemies for a ton of valor. And I want to have 6 valor. See, so when I attack that guy normally, he's just going to kill me. And so I get enough valor, because, you know, I don't have Hallowed Cornash anymore, and I won't be able to use Hallowed Cornash for this because, you know, I'm going to have to do this fight 60 times. So the reason I got all that valor was so I can wild rush this guy 3 times. This is possible to do, only wild rushing him twice, but 3 times gives us extra safety and guarantees we'll kill him, and then we fight him and win. Boom. Done. Easy. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this for the next hour and 20 minutes about. I'm not commentating an hour and a half of just, hey, look, we're grinding Renown. Like, even at this point in the run, I will state, when I was doing this, I literally just pulled up an H-Bomber Guy video while I was, I pulled up an H-Bomber Guy video while I was doing this, just because I was like, I'm not getting through this, just doing this over and over. So I decided, I'm just gonna pull up an H-Bomber Guy video, listen to that for, like, however long I have to be doing this. Because, again, I didn't know how long this was going to be. I thought, like, grinding this to rank B would take me, like, 3 hours or something. That was like my safe guess of 3 hours. But yeah, it only takes about an hour and a half.
They train upon me.
So yeah, I'm not commentating all of this. So I'm gonna see you guys at the, I believe it's about 2 hour, 56 minutes, 40-second mark in the run. When we reach that time, I'm going to return because we're going to be done with the Renown grind. You can skip ahead to that moment. You can watch all of the Renown grind in its glory because I think it would be really funny to just not edit that so it's like super fast. You just enjoy it as you please. But yeah, I'm not sitting here commentating for an hour over nothing. You know, you could experience my experience. Go pull up an H-Bomber Guy video and listen to that while watching this. Then you'll know how I felt.
I'll prove my worth. Yeah, I've arrived. Victory! Stand before me. A worthy foe. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. A worthy foe. They train upon. What shall I do? I depart. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. Victory! I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I ride for. I'm ever in your service. It shall be done. What shall I do? They ready in attack. Prepare yourselves. Another step forward. A worthy foe. Quite troubling. I grow weary. Hit your orders, sir. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. They train upon me. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. I ride for. I'll prove my worth. They ready in attack. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'm ever in your. It shall. I'm here, Your Highness. A worthy foe. I shall never fail.
Hope you're paying me more for
Victory! Stand before me. I'll not let this go to waste. A worthy foe. 'Twas fate which brought us here. They train upon me. What shall I do? I depart. Prepare yourselves. Victory! Stand before me. A worthy foe. I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. I'm ever in your service. I shall never fail. Victory! I ride for... I'll prove my worth. Yeah! I'm ever in your service. No! What shall I do? Your orders, sir. Prepare yourselves. Victory! Stand before me. A perilous battle indeed. 'Twas fate which brought us here. They ready an attack. Prepare yourselves. Victory! I shall never fail. A worthy foe. I ride for... I'm ever in your service. They train upon me. They ready an attack. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. What shall I do? I depart. I've arrived. Victory! Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Victory! A worthy foe. I'll prove my worth. It shall be done. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? Prepare yourselves. Victory! I ride for... I'll prove my worth. Yeah! I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. It's your orders, sir. Stand before me. Victory! I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. They train upon me. Stand before me. Victory! A worthy foe. I ride for What shall I do? They ready an attack. They train upon me. I shall never fail. Victory! I'll prove my worth. It shall... I've arrived. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. Victory! I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Victory! Stay ready and attack. I'm ever in your service. I depart. Stand before me. Victory! Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. Stand before me. Victory! I ride for I'm ever in your... Yeah! I'll prove my worth. A word? I'm ever in your service. I'm here, Your Highness. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Stand before me. Victory! They train upon me. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I ride for... I'll prove my worth. They ready an attack. They train upon me. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. I'm ever in your service. I've arrived. Victory! Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Victory! I'll prove my worth. I depart. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. Victory! What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I ride for What shall I do? Yeah! I'm ever in your service. Victory!
Feeling lighter than
What shall
ever.
I do? Your orders, sir. Stand before me. I must never... A worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. Victory! They ready an attack. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Victory! On my honor as a knight. ever in your... They train upon... They ready an attack. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. What shall I do? It shall... I'm here, Your Highness. Victory! Stand before me! Another step forth. I must never yield. Another step forth. I must never yield. Another step forth. I must never yield.
For all of Bastorias! My bow's feeling lighter than ever. For all of Bastorias!
'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. 'Twas fate which brought us here. A work I'm ever... They what shall I do? I depart. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. Victory! I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. I'm ever in your service. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. What shall I do? It shall be done. I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. Your orders, sir. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. Victory! Stand before me! 'Twas fate which brought us here. They train upon me. Prepare yourselves. Victory! A worthy foe. I ride for... What shall I do? They ready an attack. They train upon me. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'm ever in your... I depart. I'm here, Your Highness. Victory! Stand before me. A worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. Victory! 'Twas fate which brought us here. No work, they ready an attack. I'll prove my worth. Yeah! I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me, a worthy foe. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I shall never fail. Victory! I ride for... I'll prove my work. It shall be done. What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. Hit your orders, sir. Stand before me, a worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. Victory! They train upon me. What shall I do? Stand before me, a worthy foe. Victory! I ride for... I'll prove my worth. They ready an attack. They train upon me. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. What shall I do? I'm here, your highness. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. Victory! Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. A worthy foe. Victory! I'm ever in your service. I depart. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? I shall never fail. Victory! I ride for I'm ever in your service. It shall be done. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. Hit your orders, sir. Prepare yourselves. Victory! I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. Victory! They ready an attack. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Victory! I ride. What shall I do? They train upon. They ready an attack. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'll prove my worth. It shall be. I'm here, your highness. Victory! Stand before me, a worthy foe. I shall never fail. Victory! A worthy foe. 'Twas they train upon me. I'm ever in your service. I depart. Stand before me. Victory! I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'll prove my worth. I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? Stand before me. Victory! prove my work. It shall be done. I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? I've arrived. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. A worthy foe. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. They train upon me. Stand before me, a worthy foe. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'll not let this go to waste. I'll prove my worth. They ready an attack. They train upon me. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. What shall I do? Yeah! I'm here, Your Highness. Victory! Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. Victory! 'Twas fate. I'm ever in your service. It shall be done. Stand before me, a worthy foe. I shall never fail. Victory! Your order. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. I'm ever in your service. Stand before me.
Hope you're paying me
'Twas
more for
fate
this.
which brought us here. I'll prove my work. Yeah! What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. I've arrived. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. Victory! I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. They train upon me. Prepare yourselves. Victory! A worthy foe. I ride for What shall I do? They ready an attack. They train upon me. Stand before me. Victory! I'll prove my worth. It shall be... I'm here, Your Highness. A worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. A worthy foe. Victory! 'Twas fate which brought us. I'm ever in your service. Yeah! Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. I'm ever in your service. Prepare yourselves. Victory! I ride for what shall I do? It shall be done. I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. Hit your orders, sir. Stand before me. Victory! Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. They ready an attack. Stand before me.
My bow's feeling lighter
'Twas
than
fate
ever.
which brought us here. A worthy foe. I ride for what shall I do? They train upon me. They ready an attack. I shall never fail.
For all of Bastorias! My bow's feeling lighter than ever.
On my honor as a knight, I'll not let this go to waste. On my honor as a knight, I'll not let this go to waste. On my honor as a knight. Victory! I'm ever in your service. I'm here, Your Highness. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me, a worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. Victory! 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'll prove my worth. I depart. Stand before me, a worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. Stand before me. Victory! I ride for what shall I do? Yeah! I'm ever in your service. Oh, what shall I do? Your orders, sir. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Stand before me. Victory! They train upon me. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. A worthy foe. I ride for I'm ever in your service. They ready an attack. Stand before me. Victory! What shall I do? Yeah! I'm here, Your Highness. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. Stand before me. Victory! A worthy foe. I'm ever in your service. It shall be done. Prepare yourselves. Victory! I shall never fail. A worthy foe. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? Stand before me. Victory! I ride for Corny. I'll prove. I depart. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. Your orders, sir. I'm ever in your service. Prepare yourselves. Victory! Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. Victory! They ready an attack. Stand before me, a worthy foe. Victory! I ride for Corny. I'll prove my worth. They train upon, they ready an attack. Prepare yourselves, a worthy foe. I'm ever in your... It shall be... I'm here, Your Highness. Victory! I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. A worthy foe. 'Twas fate which... What shall I do? I depart. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. I ride for What shall I do? It shall be done. I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I'm here, Your Highness. Stand before me, a worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. Victory! They train upon me. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Victory! I'm ever in your service. They ready an attack. They train upon me. Stand before me, a worthy foe. I'll prove my worth. I depart. I've arrived. What shall I do? 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. A worthy foe. Victory! I'm ever in your service. Yeah! Stand before me. Victory! I shall never fail. A worthy foe. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. I'm ever in your service. Stand before me.
How's that?
'Twas
for good?
fate which brought us here. I ride for court. I'll prove my worth. It shall be done. I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. I'm here, Your Highness. I shall never fail. Victory! Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'm ever in your service. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. They train upon me. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. A worthy foe. I ride for court. I'll prove my worth. They ready an attack. They train upon me. Prepare yourselves. Victory! I'm ever in your service. It shall be done. Your orders, sir. I'll prove my worth. A worthy foe. Stand before me. Victory! I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Victory! A worthy foe. I'm ever in your service. I depart. Prepare yourselves. Victory! I shall never fail. A worthy foe. What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? Prepare yourselves. Victory! I ride for... I'll prove my worth. Yeah! What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. I'm here, Your Highness. Stand before me. Victory! Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. Stand before me. Victory! They train upon me. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Victory! I ride for court. I'll prove my worth. They ready an attack. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. What shall I do? I depart. Your orders, sir. A worthy foe. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. Victory! 'Twas fate which brought us here. They train upon it. I'll prove my worth. Yeah! I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. Victory! I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I ride for... I'll prove my worth. It shall be done. I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. I've arrived. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. Victory! Stand before me. A worthy foe. They train upon me. I shall never fail. Victory! 'Twas fate which brought us here. I ride for court. What shall I do? They ready an attack. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. I'll prove my worth. Yeah! I'm here, Your Highness. Victory! Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Victory! I'm ever in your service. It shall be done. Prepare yourselves. Victory! Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. I ride for I'll prove my worth. I depart. I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. It shall... Your orders, sir. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. What shall I do? Stand before me! 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'm ever in your service. They ready an attack. I'll prove my worth. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I ride for... I'm ever in your service. They train upon me. Stand before me! Victory! I'll prove my worth. Yeah! I've arrived. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. Victory! Stand before me, a worthy foe. Victory! What shall I do? I depart. Prepare yourselves. Victory! I shall never fail. A worthy foe. I'll prove my worth. I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I ride for I'll prove my worth. Yeah! What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. I'm here, Your Highness. Stand before me. Victory! Prepare yourselves. Victory! I shall never fail. A worthy foe. They ready an attack. Prepare yourselves. Victory! A worthy foe. I ride for... I'll prove my worth. They train upon... They ready an attack. I shall never fail. Victory! What shall I do? It shall be done. I've arrived. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. A worthy foe. I shall never fail. Victory! 'Twas fate which brought us here. Victory! They train upon me. I'll prove my worth. I depart. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me, a worthy foe. in your service. I'll prove my worth. I'm ever in your service. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I ride for... I'll prove my worth. It shall be done. What shall I do? Victor! I'm ever in your service. I'm here, your highness. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. Victory! Prepare yourselves.
Hope you're paying me
'Twas
more for
fate
this.
which brought us here. They train upon me. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Victory! I ride for court. I'll prove my worth. They ready an attack. Stand before me. A worthy foe. I'm ever in your... I depart. Your orders, sir. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Victory! What shall I do? Yeah! Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I ride for court. I'm ever in your service. It shall be done. I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I'm here, your highness. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. Stand before me. Victory! They ready an attack. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. A worthy foe. I ride for court. I'll prove my worth. They train upon me. They ready an attack. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. What shall I do? It shall be... I've arrived. Victory! I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Stand before me. Victory! A worthy foe. Was fate. I'm ever in your service. I depart. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. I shall never fail. Victory! I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I ride for court. I'll prove my... It shall be done. I'm ever in your service. Oh, what shall I do? Hip! Your orders, sir. Prepare yourselves. Victory! Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'll prove my worth. Prepare yourselves. Victory! They ready an attack. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Victory! I ride for... What shall I do? They train upon... They ready an attack. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. I'll prove my work. I depart. I'm here, your highness. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. Victory! Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. A worthy foe. I'm ever in your service. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me. Victory! What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. I ride for... I'm ever in your... It shall be done. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. I'm here, your highness. I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? Stand before me. Victory! I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. They train upon me. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. Victory! ever in your service. They ready an attack. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. What shall I do? Yeah! Your orders, sir. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. Stand before me. Victory! A worthy foe. They train upon me. I'm ever in your service. I depart. I shall never fail. Victory! Stand before me, a worthy foe. What shall I do? I'll prove my worth. I'm ever in your service. I shall never fail. Victory! I'll prove my... Yeah! I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? I've arrived. Stand before me. Victory! I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Stand before me! Victory! They ready an attack. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. A worthy foe. I'll prove my worth. They train upon me. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'm ever in your... It shall... I'm here, your highness. A worthy foe. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Victory! I'll prove my worth. Yeah! Prepare yourselves. Victory! I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? Prepare yourselves. Victory! I'm ever in... It shall be done. I'll prove my worth. Oh, I'm ever in your... Your orders, sir. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Prepare yourselves. A worthy foe. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. They train upon me. Stand before me, a worthy foe. 'Twas fate which brought us here. my worth. They ready an attack. Prepare yourselves. Victory! I'm ever in your... Yeah! I've arrived. A worthy foe. Stand before me. Victory! I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. A worthy foe. I'll prove my worth. I depart. Stand before me. Victory! Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'm ever in your service. I'll prove my worth. I'm ever in your service. Stand before me. Victory! I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? Perhaps a chance to sharpen my spear. I ride for... I'm ever in your service. It shall be done. I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I'm here, Your Highness. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me, a worthy foe. Prepare yourselves.
How's that?
Victory! They ready an attack. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Victory! I'll prove my worth. They train upon me. They ready an attack. Stand before me, a worthy foe. What shall I do? I depart. Your orders, sir. Victory! Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. Victory! I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? It shall be done. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I shall never fail. Victory! I'll prove my worth. What shall I do? I'm ever in your service. Stand before me. 'Twas fate which brought us here. I'll prove my worth. I depart. I'm ever in your service. What shall I do? I've arrived. I'm ever in your service. I shall never fail. 'Twas fate which brought us here. Stand before me, a worthy foe. Prepare yourselves. 'Twas fate which brought us here. They ready an attack. I shall never fail. A worthy foe. 'Twas fate which brought us here.
Alright, so I'm back. And obviously we have now reached rank B. So we have reached rank B, and rank B means that we can promote classes, which means we'll finally be able to do some real damage with, like, Elaine and co. Also, yeah, he's a level 50 now. I don't think he's losing. But we only really need to give Elaine his advanced class. I just give Clive his advanced class for a bit of safety, doing a little bit more damage, just for ease of playing. And so I just expand Joseph's unit so that I can switch the sellsword over there, just so that I can have Joseph have all of the movement, and then being able to use the sellsword and the hunter. And so I get 7 Hallowed Cornash. It's not really necessary, but it's there for safety, you know? So, Unicorn Overlord, this is the final battle. We have everything we need. I don't think I remembered to put the unicorn ring back on Elaine. Did I even remember to put the ring and the Maiden back on Unifi after the sanctuary thing? I guess we'll see when I So yeah, so what I do is I use a light feather. So I really wanted light feathers for this map because I just want to get through here fast. I can handle all these enemies. I can do whatever I want. I just need to go fast because, you know, like, we have the least defendable command post like, of all the command posts you can choose to start at. This is, like, one of the worst because it is completely indefensible, and there are 2 Griffin Knights running full speed at it right now. And so what I'm doing is I am taking this command post, or this fort, and then what I want to do is I'm off to fight, what's her name? You know. And so now I didn't have anyone there, so I could have Joseph just vibe. I could have Joseph warn me when people were close. And then, boom, we arrow rain these guys to death. Okay, took a while to get rid of that killing chain. But yeah, we arrow rain these guys to death. And then, boom, the command post is pretty much entirely safe. So I don't need to worry, we withdraw him. And so that's it, Narcisse. So actually, I send Joseph over here. This is the other reason I got this command post. What I want to do is I'm going to summon warriors. I want to take this command post over here. Because one, it's just like being fun. But like one of the reasons why I got that fort was, 1, to prevent reinforcements, but 2, it's just so nice sending Joseph over there, because if you take that town over there, you can just have the, yeah, I just Wild Rush. I could have teleported to the, fort I took, but this is just simpler. So the reason I do this is, you'll notice these guys can't summon more, units, but I do want to take this for just the ease of access. Because either I have to route in the Werefox into my team, or I can take that town, and taking that town will oh man, words. Taking the town will get me the battering rams, and so it's like either, oh, you use the battering rams and you're good, or, you know, I forgot to check on Elaine, and so we got steel trapped. And the only way to fix that is he's stuck there. You know, more improvements for the future. Don't get steel trapped. If you get steel trapped, you cannot move except using Valor skills for like 20 seconds. And so he's not moving. So it really sucks. But yeah, we just do our thing, kind of clear away those ballistas so they aren't annoying. Normally I would have just used a ballista to try and defeat Narcisse, so yeah. But you're getting distracted by Joseph. I kind of got distracted from the... Also, the angle I was coming at didn't make the steel traps great. But yeah. We get rid of Theodora. She's gone. She's a fake Theo. We don't like fake Theos here. So we get rid of Theodora, and then it's just like Elaine's kind of stuck here for another 10 seconds. So while we wait for him, I guess we can just, you know... Joseph can do his thing. Oh yeah, by the way, what I do is I want to do a very specific line, because you can actually carefully walk through those steel traps. So I've set that up. I used this grilled steak way too early. I think I should have allowed myself to get hit by both of these guys, because then I'll be at 0 stamina, and then I'll just be doing fights at 0 stamina. So I realized that, and I was like, oh, that's kind of stupid. I should have fixed that. Yeah, I got rid of that guy. I probably should have just gone through the steel traps, whatever. But the nice thing about actually taking this of Soria Calm, not only do you get the you know, the battering rams, but I get some extra valor, and extra valor is very nice to have. So I use a light feather again. I wasted a lot of my light feather time because of that stupid steel trap mistake. Now we fight Helonius. Cool, he's gone. And since we're so fast, I don't really care about the fire. Like, it does 1 damage per second. We're only gonna take something like, yeah, 1 damage, because we move that fast. Normally fire, like, I think it slows you down a bit when you walk through it, but we're just so fast, because we're, like, we have 2 cavalry on this team, and we're using a light feather, so we just move ridiculously fast, and as such, we just, you know, we win. So I want to get rid of this guy, just because he is, I use that guy to get some speed. But he is a little bit annoying, as he has distant heal. So I really just get rid of him for a little bit of safety. I don't really need to worry about him, in truth, but he can be a little bit of a problem sometimes. Also, I use that camp site so that I could restore my stamina, because stamina management when you're only using 1 character who keeps getting attacked because they got stuck in his field trap is, you know, a little bit important. Now, since I have full Valor, I can just Wild Rush through here. You can just, you're allowed to Wild Rush so long as you target something that can be targeted, and that includes things like mines, barricades, all of that stuff. So I really didn't need to target that werewolf, but, you know, it was nice. Anyway, I target a bunch of mines, so I explode them with my Wild Rush. This is the big problem with this. Also, yeah, you can just Wild Rush onto mines, and it's fine. It's fine, guys. And we heal ourselves because of our weapons. So, yeah, we take care of whatever that guy's name was. And so, yeah, now we have the cleansing skill. Now, the reason I got rid of Joseph as soon as he took that place, and I'm now getting rid of Nigel, is cleansing costs, you know, 4, it costs 4 Valor on 1.0. So we want to prevent ourselves from ever using cleansing. I mean, I wouldn't really worry about, I wouldn't worry about Joseph too much doing anything stupid, but it's, or Nigel really doing anything stupid, but it's really just free Valor, and it's like, it's free Valor having them taken off the field, and it's also just like, yeah, I'd rather not think about having to cleanse them just in case, because Joseph could maybe run up to us, but like, I wouldn't count on it. Anyways, so we have to kill this guy, and then we take this district, and you might be like, why are you doing this? Why are you stopping? Why are you doing all this? And then we withdraw, and you might be like, why? We need our Swordmaster here. And so I don't really care about too much of what she has. What really matters is her initiative. And so we got all these military treatises, so we just need to make sure she has higher initiative than anyone else on my team. And so, you know, I just give her a lot of initiative. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, that's good. So the reason I do that, oh, and also, yippee! Valorous Order. Valorous Order, by the way, I don't think I've explained this. It gives you additional damage, additional defense, and it gives you a guaranteed first strike. But just to explain, Galerius uses a skill that nullifies the first 3 attacks that hit him, or really the first 3 hits on him. And so, or not 3, 6. And the Swordmaster has Meteor Slash, which does, like, 9 attacks. So by having the Swordmaster open with Meteor Slash, that it means that I get rid of all of his, all of Galerius's shields, and then I just kill him. And so the Swordmaster isn't necessary anymore. Literally just exists to get rid of those shields, because I otherwise don't have a way to kind of stun lock Galerius like we do with Rosalinda. And so this is just like the easiest way to do things with what I have. So now I just need to set things up. I need to make sure that Baltro doesn't kill my team, so I need to make sure that Celestial Light goes off. And then it's just a matter of making sure Elaine has the Ring of the Unicorn equipped. I sure hope I remember that. Also, there's that camping set large. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fight Baltro, and then I'm gonna be like, why aren't I killing him? And then I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I did the Ring of the Unicorn on. Yeah, I think I definitely forgot to re-equip it, so that's something. Yeah, I'm like, oh, no, I remembered to re-equip it, but yeah, once he's dead, that's time. So yeah, there we go. That's all you need for low percent true ending. Oh, by the way, I remembered to make the choice to emancipate Galerius' soul. That's required to get true ending. But yeah, that's kind of the route for low percent true ending at the moment. We have to do it on 1.0 in order to have that out of bounds glitch. It was patched out in 1.04, and we're currently on like 1.05. So it's entirely necessary to be on an unpatched copy of the game in order to play this. Low percent. Maybe I'll do a tutorial for the current patch low percent sometime. But, like, yeah, this is what low percent is like at the moment for true ending. Feel free to try out this run yourself. I do technically have a Google Doc that sort of explains this run, but it's really bad at explaining it. I'm sorry. I'd just say try it out if you want. It is kind of a hard run to do, and, you know, it is extremely... it can be kind of taxing on the soul. But yeah, it's 3 hours, 10 minutes, like almost on the dot. So, you know, it's much faster than I thought it was going to be. I'll probably come back to this sometime in the future and improve it. And I'll see you guys again sometime. This is clearly I don't do a lot of speedrun stuff here. I'm more of my other stuff. But yeah, this is for all like 5 people who enjoy my speedrunning stuff.
Strength is leaving me. You've ruined everything. Accursed fool.
These souls are not a power one can wield, Baltro. They are human lives. Human will in its purest form.
Impossible! The sigil's very nature has been recast! How is this happening? It appears we arrived just in time. This isn't how my tale concludes. I won't allow it! Wretched disciples! You dare turn on your master! The time has come again.
Let us lift the curse of the unicorn and bring the salvation of heaven to these lost souls.
For all of Fevrith!
Nihility beckons. All of my knowledge, all of my research, lost to the endless emptiness of time.